Hello everyone, welcome back. We hope you're doing great. My name is Flo, this is Bree. Welcome back to the channel Breathe and Flow. Or if you are new here, we are both full-time yoga teachers currently traveling around the world, sharing our love for yoga and providing you with all the tools you need through online classes to move better, breathe better and find more stillness within. Today we want to talk about a topic that we get asked quite often, and that is how to deepen your practice. What can you recommend for advanced yogis or to be more advanced, to become more advanced, to go deeper, to dive deeper, all that sort of topic. And this is a very good question. Oftentimes I think people ask this because they are in reality asking for harder classes or more advanced poses, more advanced shapes that you can do with your body. But this is not really the approach that we have to yoga as a whole and to yoga as a practice. We have traveled to quite a few places in the world, including India, which, as you know, is the birthplace of yoga. And the most advanced yogis there, or the true yogis that really fully dedicate their whole life to the practice, you will not see them doing any handstands or any back bends or any other shapes with their body really. You oftentimes find them not doing any asana at all, but you will find them in caves or somewhere in the forest in deep meditations, which is why we strongly believe that to really deepen your practice and also to advise you how to deepen your practice is to establish a solid meditation practice. That means if you are one of those that want to go deeper, we suggest you go meditate, especially if you are not challenged in any way with any kind of movement practice. Go meditate more, go meditate longer. If you're already meditating and you want to go deeper into your practice and into what the teachings have to offer, all the teachings are already there, they are all within. You don't need to necessarily read certain books to dive deeper and then with your mind understand certain concepts. It's really, yoga is all practice, it's not so much theory, so you will discover all of that knowledge and all that wisdom within when you go and sit and meditate.
There are many different aspects to yoga, and a lot of people think that yoga is just the physical poses that you're in. There are many different ways to define what yoga is, and even to the point where you can't even define it. It just is. And for us, meditation is the core of what yoga really is. It's presence, it's awareness, it's letting life unfold as it is in the present moment without the urge or the constant need to be changing or judging anything.
Maybe you've heard the definition of yoga meaning union. We actually disagree with this definition because it means that you unite and put something together that was apart, but you actually have never been apart, so there's nothing to put together. It's simply the reminder of your wholeness and being whole and realizing that in presence, which is, we use meditation as the tool to go into the space of presence and stillness where you discover that you are whole and there's nothing to fix and there's nothing broken, there's nothing to put together. You're already whole, you have been born whole, you will die as a whole, and sometimes you realize throughout this life that you are whole and sometimes you don't. And this is really up to your life path and also to your practice and the methods that you use to go down towards that realization.
The simplest way that we can define what meditation and mindfulness is it's simply paying attention non-judgmentally to the present moment and what's happening in your mind, your body, and your surroundings, with appreciation and kindness. Easier said than done, and that's why we call it a meditation practice.
It's something you need to practice every single day, and it sounds very easy to define it like this, and it's maybe simple for you right now to be present while you are watching this video. You have all the things you need, you have a roof over your head, you have some water to drink, you have internet, you can watch this, so it sounds like this is very simple to do. I'm present right now. The real practice really shows once things start coming in your way and life is just throwing stuff at you and things go wrong and things go, or they seem to be wrong right now, and they go not as you have planned. And this is really when the practice shows. Are you still then happy and relaxed and at ease and present as you are right now when everything's going smooth? This practice of no matter what's happening, things are great, things are not so great, it's not even judging them as good or bad, it's just accepting them as they are and being fully present with what currently is unfolding in this human experience in this life.
One of the most profound and transformative tools that we have used in our life that has helped us foster deep health and happiness is meditation.
It's not the poses, it's not the breath work or anything else that has transformed our life so much. It's really sitting down every day to go meditate and to be in stillness, be okay with that stillness, remove the constant distractions that we now have every day in our life with our phones and everything around us. It's actually quite challenging to just sit down and be okay with stillness and be okay with yourself in a quiet room. And so if that's challenging for you, then it's already a sign that you absolutely should pick up a meditation practice and discover that inner peace and truth and happiness within you.
There's a lot of misconceptions about meditations. We're here to set the cards straight and let you know that meditation is not about fixing you. It's not connected to any religion. It's not about stopping your thoughts. And it's not about giving you an option to escape your reality. Instead, meditation is about paying attention non-judgmentally to the present moment and what's happening in your mind, your body, and your surroundings, with attention and loving kindness. When you have thoughts about the future and in the past, and your mind is constantly sort of self-obsessed and just thinking non-stop, then what's actually happening in your brain is your default mode network is kicking on. That's the nodes that connect between your prefrontal cortex and your limbic system, and those nodes are getting stronger and stronger. That's the space in your brain where everything is defaulted. Your hopes, your dreams, your emotions, your fears, all of that becomes very self-obsessed. By practicing meditation and by practicing training your attention, you can slowly step out of that autopilot and out of that default mode network to develop more awareness in your life. There are literally hundreds of benefits to practicing meditation, but a few of them are reducing stress, getting better night's sleep, relieving anxiety, and fostering that inner peace so you can really live fully.
We talked lots about the benefits so far and what meditation is, but how do you actually get started? Well, the thing you need to know is that it requires your work. You need to sit down every day and do the practice and meditate. The consistency is really the most important thing, that you repeat the practice over and over again. That's the reason why it is so powerful for your brain and can actually rewire connections. Consistency is so important. It's better to meditate every day, even if it's just 5 minutes that you have or that you prioritize. That's better than doing once a week 30 minutes or trying to do 30 minutes. It's really about showing up every day, practicing every day, which will give you the full range of benefits and really allows you to dive deep. By showing up every day to meditate, you create a new healthy habit so that you really make it part of your day, and then it's easier to do it than not to do it. Just like brushing teeth, hopefully you're brushing teeth every day, probably in the morning. So just like brushing teeth in the morning, you will also have meditation part of your morning routine or part of the first half of your day before you focus on anything else in your day. You take the time to focus on you first. We are strong supporters of a good morning routine and believe that you should focus first on yourself before you focus on everyone else around you. We did another video about our morning routine, which is here on this channel, where you can learn more about our routine and more tips on establishing a routine and what should be part of your morning routine. And meditation is definitely a big part of your routine and should be there every day. If the morning doesn't work for you to meditate, doesn't mean that you should skip it altogether. You can really meditate any time of the day. Also in the evening is fine. There's basically two approaches to being on a consistent schedule, which could be a set time of the day. So for example, 7 a.m. every day you're meditating for 15 minutes or something. Or 7 p.m. you can also meditate, for example. It could be a fixed time. It could also be around an event in your day. So for example, before breakfast I meditate, or before I go to bed I meditate, or before I have lunch at work I sit at my desk and close my eyes for 10 minutes and meditate. Something like this. So you can either have a fixed time of the day or around a event in your day. That helps you schedule your meditation better. It sets you up more for success because you have a clear agenda, a clear plan. And our experience is, if you don't do it in the morning, or you have a really strong habit to do it at night, then you will not do it at all. So for example, if you say today in the morning I skip it because I want to get to work and I will do it later, that later usually doesn't happen and you will not make the time to meditate. If you don't do it first thing, it's a lot harder to bring up that discipline to actually do it, which is why a morning routine is so powerful, because it includes all of it, and you do it first thing in the day after waking up. You focus on all these things that are really important so that you don't find excuses later or something else comes up that was not planned and that makes you skip it. This helps to keep you on track and to really dive deep and create this new healthy habit.
And to help you even more build that consistent daily practice, we are excited to announce the launch of our new program, which is a 10-day guided meditation program called Expand. We invite you to join us for the next 10 days on this journey to yourself. We'll be doing every day a different guided meditation and giving you different tools and insights, practices and techniques, visualizations, affirmations, all of it to give you a full spectrum of what meditation is and what it could be.
You put some thought into designing the program. Each day is broken down so that you can learn a new technique or method to set you up for meditation and for your own practice, because of course we will not be with you forever. This is just a 10-day program to set you up to get started, but of course you can do several rounds of that program too. But our intention is to teach you everything you need to know to get started, and then also set you up for success to continue the practice on your own.
We all know it takes more than 10 days to develop a new habit and to add something into your routine that's going to remain there. So even though this program is only 10 days, we recommend that you repeat the program, go back to day 1, continue with 20 days, 30 days, maybe even continue for an entire year. And you might not notice the differences at the very beginning. They could be very subtle, but just like it is when you're out in nature and you watch plants grow, you might not see the changes day to day, but over time, with a consistent practice, you will start to notice the changes and the fulfillment that you feel, that joy in your heart and that inner peace that really is flourishing throughout your meditation practice and your journey.
Maybe you have been thinking about starting a meditation practice but did not know where to start. There's lots of information out there, we know, and it can be overwhelming. So we did our best to organize it in a way to really just take your hand and you just follow the videos every single day to get started. Maybe this is the year you finally pick up your meditation practice, and we hope that it will become a very solid part of your day and of your life. To start the program, you only need a couple of pillows. So you can use pillows from your bed, couch cushions, you can use blocks, something to get comfortable. Being comfortable is really the most important thing. If a cross-legged position like we do here right now doesn't work for you, you can also sit on your heels. You can also cross the legs in any other way. If that is uncomfortable for you to sit like this because you're not used to sitting on the ground with crossed legs, then you can also lean against a wall. Sometimes it's nice to have the support for your back. If none of this works, then you can also sit on a chair. We recommend that you sit at the front edge of the chair, just like how we usually tell kids not to sit, which is actually in fact a very good position to sit because it tilts your pelvis in a way so that your lower back is very nice and straight and you can find some more length through the spine. If this also does not work for you, of course everyone can practice, so we want to make this accessible for you. You can also lay on your back. For that we recommend to lay on the carpet or just on the floor and not in your bed, as it might be too comfortable and it might make you fall asleep. And meditation is a state of presence and awareness, of consciousness, of focus, and sleeping is not this state of consciousness that we're trying to achieve.
Maybe the first 2 or 3 days that you sit and meditate, your body feels fine and you're okay sitting. But as we get closer to the end, day 8, 9, 10, then maybe you really start feeling those pain points in your hips or your back. And just know that that's actually very normal. You're sitting on the ground for between 10 and 30 minutes every day, and that can be a lot if you're not used to it. We recommend that you continue moving your body every day. Of course, meditation is the core part of yoga, but movement is also a very important part of your life, and your body is meant to move, so you really should be moving it every day. If you want some guidance on movement practice, we have over 100 different videos on this channel, and if you're brand new to yoga poses and yoga asana practice, we have a 7-day beginner program called Embark that you can pair quite nicely with this meditation program and do both the Embark program and the Expand meditation program side by side so that you get the most benefits of the mind and the body and the soul.
If you are familiar with our channel, you know we have several programs and so many classes out there, and you might realize already that you can combine all of this quite nicely, which is also our intention. So if you're doing any other class, you can in the end add a pulse class and then an Expand meditation You can also mix them however you want. There's really no wrong way of doing it. But we designed it this way too, so that you can really create your own 2-hour practice if that's something you want to on YouTube by using just 3 or 4 videos from different programs in different corners of our channel. Another thing you will need for this program, or that we recommend you get for this program, is a journal. It could be just a small simple notebook. You can also just use a couple of pieces of paper if you cannot get a notebook now. But we recommend journaling. We recommend, especially if you're new to meditation, to use that journal after you're done with your meditation with this video, to write down some thoughts, whatever came up during the meditation. So if you're asked to focus on your breath, but instead you get distracted by thoughts about whatever it is in your life, just write down those thoughts, write down whatever came up, and then close the notebook and put it aside. No need to analyze it, no need to look deeper into it or ask why, or why is there something wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. It's all good. It's all part of the practice. It's all very natural and very normal. And having a journal to just write down the thoughts and then put it away really helped us to get started on this journey many years ago. If you continue with the program for a long time, so let's say you have done 1, 2, 3 months of meditation, daily meditation and daily journaling, writing down whatever came up in your journal, you can look back into it and then maybe see some patterns, some things that come up over and over again. You can also mark them in your journal and then put them in a separate list, and maybe those are things you should deal with because they are coming up so much in your meditation, in your life over months, and so they probably need some more attention, and maybe there's something you can do, like real life actions to solve some issues, solve some things at work or something at your home or your relationship. Maybe there are some things you need to just talk about. So this is really helpful. Oftentimes you get so sucked into this whatever is going on in your head today that you don't see the big picture, but by writing it down for weeks and months you can really see patterns, and then you can address those specifically.
We approach health and happiness in a very holistic way, and we understand that meditation is only a small piece of the puzzle in the entire holistic healing realm. We would love to say that meditation and yoga heals everything, but it can't. It's just one part of it. And of course, you can make lots of progress and you can see a lot of healthy benefits from this practice, but you can't use it as the only tool that will solve all of your problems. There are many other pieces in this puzzle of holistic healing, such as trauma release exercises, cognitive behavioral therapy, better sleep, healthier diet, daily movement, breath work, connection, community, nature, sunlight, water. So many things that can add to that big picture of you healing as a human and feeling that deeper connection to yourself.
This program is our contribution and offering you this one puzzle piece you can add to the big puzzle that you are working on called life, and we hope it will benefit you and help you as much as it helped us.
Perhaps you've tried meditation in the past and you're one of those people that says, nah, meditation's not for me. My mind is way too busy. I can't sit still for 5 minutes and just be with myself.
Doesn't work for me.
You're exactly the person that should be meditating, and I know that's actually hard to hear, and it's hard to get that news being like, no, I don't, I'm fine, I don't need meditation, it's not for me. Everybody needs meditation, and it's one of the most healing things that you can do for yourself. And the fact that we even have the ability to break different levels of consciousness and explore the depths and mystery of our mind, like how beautiful of a gift that is. We don't want to waste that as humans. If you've given meditation a try before, and maybe you didn't enjoy it, or you didn't like it, or something didn't sit well with you, or the teacher didn't vibe with you, or you were going through something really difficult, we invite you to try it again. We're not saying it's going to be easy. We're not saying you might even enjoy parts of it. It's going to be difficult. There are parts of yourself that you start to recognize and learn about, and that can be tough to go through those stages of healing, but it's incredibly important, which is why we emphasize that you give it another try.
Especially in a world where we have so many devices and so many distractions. A lot of people really develop this attention deficit where they cannot focus on a single thing for several minutes. And if you see kids, when they don't have devices yet, they can play with their toys for hours and be super entertained and focus on one single thing. Unfortunately, many adults cannot focus for 10 minutes on one single task because our devices have kind of trained us that way, to always look for other distractions and be very distracted, and our attention is so scattered. So this really will help you also to come back to a really single focused attention, to develop your attention, to regain that attention ability that you once had that you might lost or you're about to lose, which is a real world problem with all the devices that we have today and all the things around us. So this is not just for you to dive deeper. Maybe you feel like you have no healing to do, and that's fine. Do it for your attention, to keep focusing on one single thing. It's a very powerful practice, and as we said before, just one puzzle piece of holistic healing that we really invite you to try out just for the next 10 days and then see if you want to continue, what you want to do next.
Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell below next to the subscribe button so that you're notified for each day's videos.
We are so excited to start this journey with you tomorrow. For day 1, grab your journal, grab your cushions. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's meditate.